international affairs desk. Hi there,
Morning,
Doug.
Catherine.
Now, speaking about the raid, really, there has been uproar here in France over another candidate's alleged misuse of public funds for supposedly fictitious jobs, talking about François Fillon allegedly paying his wife. How serious are these allegations regarding the National Front Party to Marine Le Pen herself?
Well, if you ask Marine Le Pen, she's laughing it all off. She's scoffing at these allegations. She's sounding actually very Trumpish in her sort of calling it a media operation, all but suggesting this is a whole, trumped up media campaign to bring her down just at a time when she seems to be, when polls are indicating a tightening race where she seems to be gaining momentum. And as we heard in that report, the National Front saying, why now? Why all of a sudden are they coming down so hard? The difference is, you mentioned, yes, two separate investigations underway involving one, obviously, François Fillon, the conservative candidate. This one, his applies directly to France, to allegations of unreal or fake jobs here in France. Whereas Marine Le Pen's, it's interesting, she's not just a politician here in France, but she's also a deputy in the European Parliament, which is common to a lot of French politicians. And so the allegations against her are tied directly to hirings within that body, within that Brussels-based body, the European Parliament. Notably, her hiring people, presumably, that were actually working for the party, not really performing the jobs that they were hired to do under her parliamentary umbrella. As far as is it going to be damaging to her? You could almost argue the opposite. You could almost argue that Marine Le Pen has really benefited in the past from her image as an insurgent candidate. Yes, she's more rebranded herself. She's become more mainstream, still the far-right candidate, but it still helps if she is able to paint herself, depict herself as the outsider, and once again, signing Trumpish, the outsider that the establishment is trying to take down. The traditional mainstream parties all trying to team up and gang up to take her down. So this could actually end up perversely benefiting her.
Indeed, she's still campaigning. She's still looking at that vote coming up at the end of April for the first round. For the last 2 days, she's been burnishing her image abroad, meeting for the first time this week with the head of state, the president of Lebanon. Why is Lebanon's leadership sort of suddenly extending a hand of friendship to the candidate of a party that it has snubbed in the past? Absolutely.
Her father, the founder of the National Front Party, Jean-Marie Le Pen, he was never able to meet with the head of state on this level. The National Front is basically trying to cast this as a big moment, both symbolically and literally, because you can see her there shaking hands with the president, the prime minister of Lebanon. She met with the foreign minister as well. It's open recognition. Now, who are these people? Why are they doing it? Traditionally, she has had quite a high level of popularity among Christian Lebanese. There's a large Franco-Lebanese community, obviously, about 70,000 or so, but especially among the Christian community who fought alongside, in many cases, helped the French a lot and were very sympathetic to the French, also during the time of the Lebanese civil war back in the 70s, 80s, really ending in 1990. There's also a long tradition going back, Phalangist Christians, which is really interesting in Lebanon. Historians will tell you that originally they were inspired by European fascists. They'll say there's a very strong sort of almost white supremacist element in the original, in the origins of the movement. Of course, today, if you ask them, they'll say it has nothing to do with that. But it is there seems to be links, at least within Lebanon, or at least among white Lebanese Christians, to the National Front, historical links. They seem to have a lot of ideological proximity on many levels, and she is getting a very good reception there. I think that she saw this as a potentially friendly terrain, a natural choice for her to sort of make her first inroad, to meet her first head of state, as you say.
Indeed. Thanks very much, Doug Herbert, our international affairs editor, joining us here to talk about Marine Le Pen and the National Front Party. Now, the head of